No. I gotta go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was scramble.
An hour and a half, felt like 10 hours.
Yeah, yeah, it
Ready.
felt great.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Time is 9 a.m. and we're here for the Board of Commissioners regular board meeting. Present are all 5 commissioners as well as our auditor, treasurer, and county coordinator. At this time, please stand with me and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So we like to ask, are there any amendments to the agenda today?
No, Mr. Chair, there are not.
Hearing there are no amendments, I'd like to get a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And Commissioner Denny seconded. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have an agenda to go from. Number 4 today, we'll go through our consent items, please.
Today we have meeting minute approval, July 7th, 2026. Authorization to fill heavy equipment operator position, Alex Miller. Start date to be determined. Hire care coordinator, Nicole Vigil. Start date to be determined. Resignation of eligible worker, Lorena Luna, 7/24/26. Resignation eligibility worker, Loyanda Job, 7/24/2026. And the Long Prairie Lions is applying for a one-day temporary on-sale liquor license for event on 8/29/2026.
Okay, thank you. 6 consent items there, Commissioners. I'd entertain a motion to approve these.
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, Commissioner Newman gets a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, take a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is carried. Item 5 today would be our warrants from the auditor treasurer.
The first one I have today is to approve the commissioner warrants, background is sent for your review. Recommendation is to approve the commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $127,449.15.
Okay, 5.1 Commissioner warrants in the amount showed on the board action form. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
And we got a motion to approve. Is there a second out there?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call, please.
Oh, sorry, Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Naska,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
The next item I have then would be the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants, again, background is sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Services Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $118,758.82.
5.2 Health and Human Services Commissioner warrants are on the board, and the amount there is $118,758.82. Could I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second's now needed.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Naska,
Yes.
Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
The next item I have would be the Health and Human Services SSIS warrants, background sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Services SSIS warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $128,290.20.
Okay, on the board now, 5.3 Health and Human Services SSIS warrants, and then amount on the board action form. Need a motion to move it forward.
So moved.
Wonderful, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
We have motions and seconds. I'll ask for discussion. Hearing no discussion, roll call again.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Nasca?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Last item I have then would be the appointment to the Todd County Parks and Trails Board. The background is there remains an open seat on the Todd County Parks and Trails Board for an at-large member. The Parks and Trail Board has approved the recommendation for Dennis Ebnett to fill this position. Recommendation is to approve appoint Dennis Ebnett at the at-large representative on the Todd County Parks and Trails Board effective immediately.
Okay, 5.4 is on the board. We're going to try to appoint Mr. Ebnett to the Parks and Trails Board. We need a motion to do so.
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Wonderful. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Welcome, Mr. Ebnett. Next up on the board is 6.1, approval to post MIS technician. Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Lisa and I, Lisa Guzek from HR, and myself are here on behalf of Lisa Partika, the Director of MIS, who is away at a training today. Background is at the July 7th, 2026 work session, it was discussed to make the MIS part-time position into a full-time position. This has went to Personnel and Finance and was approved. We would like approval to post for the full-time MIS technician position. Upon approval of the posting, we will also be eliminating the part-time MIS technician position from the org chart, and this position has been budgeted. The options would be to approve posting a full-time MIS technician position and eliminating the part-time technician from the org chart, or to not approve. And recommendation would be to approve.
Okay, 6.1 is on the docket here. Would need a motion to approve this.
No motion to approve.
Wonderful. And is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Denny seconds. Discussion, commissioners? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a voice vote. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion has been carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next today is item number 7, planning and zoning, with 8 items to discuss. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Adam.
Okay, this first item here is all just the July Planning Commission information, so the minutes and the staff report for your review, so no decision on this, and we can reference back to it for the upcoming items if you'd like to. So then the first item for decision would be the John U. Gingrich request for CUP and application for CUP to establish a sawmill operation on parcel 13-000-3502 in Iona Township was submitted on June 1st. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July public hearing, and the recommendation from the Planning Commission was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with conditions, develop findings, and deny the CUP, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation would be to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the following conditions. 1, hours of operation shall be restricted to 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. 2, the operation of the sawmill shall be conducted within a permitted structure. 3, outdoor storage of products shall be allowed, but shall be conducted in compliance with section 901B of the Planning and Zoning Ordinance. 4, there should be no loading or unloading materials within the road right-of-way. 5, obtain permitting for the sawdust collection shed paid at 2 times after the fact rate. The sawdust collection shed shall be enclosed on all sides for noise prevention. And 6, that the applicant shall abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Okay, 7.2, John U. Gingrich request for cup. We would need a motion to approve this cup.
Make the motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second out there?
I'll second that.
We got a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, what's the 3 times required permit?
You're referring to number 5 there?
Yeah, what's the number, the amount of money?
Oh, I don't know that off the top of my head because I don't know the dimensions of that structure, but it would be the accessory structure rate, which is $10 per 100 square feet. So ultimately, this would be $20 per 100 square feet of that small shed. The blower blows in there, but they have an open side on it. So the noise is still a bit of an issue. It's kind of a whining, howling type noise. So to prevent that, we're going to enclose that whole thing with a sliding door so they can still access it to get the sawdust out of there, but it would be 2 times the normal rate.
Okay.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, I'm not hearing any more discussion. We'll ask for a voice vote. Those in favor of passing this cup signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have a passage.
Okay, next, Jacob C. Miller requests for CUP, an application for CUP for assembly of delivered wood products such as deer stands, planter boxes, similar things like that on parcel 07-003-5800 in Eagle Valley Township was submitted on June 1st. Application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July hearing, and the final recommendation from the Planning Commission was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with conditions, develop findings to deny the CUP, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation would be to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the conditions below, that the hours of operation shall be restricted to 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. The operation shall be conducted within a permitted structure. 3, the outdoor storage of products shall be allowed but shall be conducted in compliance with Section 901B of the Planning and Zoning Ordinance. 4, that all the finished products shall be stored in a manner that meets all structural setbacks. 5, there should be no loading or unloading of materials within the road right-of-way. And 6, the applicant shall abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Okay, on the board is 7.3, Mr. Miller's request to have a assembly of delivered wood products, deer stands, planter boxes. We need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Motion has been made, and would someone like to second it?
I'll second.
Seconded, okay. That's a motion and a second. Now we have time for discussion. Hearing no discussion, we'll take a voice vote then. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we're passed. Mr. Miller gets the entrepreneurial spirit in Todd County.
Okay, New Heights Dairy LLC, request for CUP, an application for CUP to expand an existing feedlot from 1,997.4 animal units to 2,744 animal units on parcel 07008801 in Eagle Valley Township. Was submitted on June 9th. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July public hearing, and the final recommendation was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with conditions, develop findings to deny the CUP, or remand it back to the Planning Commission for further consideration. The recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the conditions. Number 1, the applicant must obtain NPDES permitting prior to issuance of land use permits. 2, the applicant must obtain Minnesota DNR waters withdrawal permitting and provide verification of permitting to Todd County. 3, air quality exemption notices shall be provided to Todd County prior to all future manure application events. 4, liquid manure storage structures shall have capacity for no less than 12 months storage. All manure storage shall be constructed prior to stocking of additional animal units. 5, in the event of manure spill or other discharge, applicant must notify the county and the Minnesota duty officer immediately upon discovery of said discharge. 6, submittal of a property line adjustment application to meet all setback requirements and approval of said application prior to issuance of land use permits. 7, applicant shall maintain and adhere to the updated manure management plan, setback map, soil sampling, manure analysis as required by MPCA feedlot rules. The manure management record shall be made available to Todd County upon request. 8, applicant must abide by other applicable state, federal, state, and local standards. And 9, the applicant must obtain permitting and/or licensing from additional government agencies as necessary.
Thank you. The New Heights Dairy request for cup. I would ask for a motion.
I'll move with the conditions.
That's a yes? Okay,
I'll second it.
second it. Any discussion, team?
Yes, just one piece. I seen that, reading the planning and zoning, that there was a letter in there about the aquifer or the water part of it. And I believe a year ago when we approved his last edition, we had looked into that aquifer and there was not a problem at all with the water aquifer in that area.
Right, that's not a sensitive area. Of course, we reached out to the DNR with this application. They do have permitting, I think I have it here, if you give me just 1 second. Okay, maybe it's in the electronic file, but I reached out to Mark Anderson with the DNR. They have a permit already for, I believe, 20 million gallons a year. The anticipated water use for this expansion is slightly above that, but their reported water use from past years is below that. So the DNR was okay with monitoring this and see how it goes, and then require a permit amendment, or if they want to just update the permit. And I got word, I believe yesterday, that they've already submitted their application to amend the permit to up their water usage already. And on, which one was that? The condition about a property line adjustment, they have the survey completed, they have the purchase agreement submitted to us, so all that is in order. We just have to approve that property line adjustment, because the issue with that was that the 300-foot setback to their manure storage, they weren't gonna be able to meet that without this, but they have that all squared away. It's a matter of us just approving the application at this point, and that condition will be met.
So just so I'm clear, they are over, anticipated over, but past history says they won't be over, and the
Past
DNR is
history,
okay with that? And
yeah.
they've given us something to writing that says that?
Yep, I had an email from Mark Anderson. I just don't have it printed in the
I just
folder
want to
here.
make sure everybody's treated equal here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And Mark emailed me and said that they already submitted the application to amend their water use anyway, even though the DNR wasn't going to require them to do it right away, just because of the trend they've seen versus what their projection tool shows.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion, commissioners? Okay, hearing no more discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. 7.5, please.
Andy and Ella Raber request for CUP, an application for CUP to construct outdoor poly furniture with on-site retail sales, construction of a 40 by 80 shop, and a 24 by 16 indoor display area on parcel 13-0009800 in Iona Township was submitted on June 10th. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July public hearing, and the final recommendation from the Planning Commission was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with conditions, develop findings to deny, or remand it back to the Planning Commission. And the recommendation would be to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the following conditions. 1, submit permit fee for proposed outhouse and complete installation prior to issuance of any new land use permits. 2, the hours of operation shall be restricted to 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. 3, operation shall be conducted within a permitted structure. 4, outdoor storage of products shall be allowed but shall be conducted in compliance with Section 901B of the Planning and Zoning Ordinance. 5, storage of finished products shall be located outside of the road right-of-way. 6, there shall be no loading or unloading materials within the road right-of-way. And 7, the applicant shall abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, could I ask a question?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Adam, on the first picture that we see, there is like a picture where they removed some land from a wetlands.
I'd have to
You
see
have-
the, I think you'd have to
Did
go
they
back
do that?
up to
I mean, there's
the,
no saying anything else about it. That's why I'm questioning what's going on there.
if you go into that first item, that July Planning Commission packet, the PC July 2026 section. And then maybe you're in, oh yeah, there. Oh yeah, okay, you'll have to go up into that first section that we didn't take any action on, PC July 2026 BAF. And it's a big packet, so you have to scroll down to item, well, it's in the staff report, I think, that you're referring to, right?
Yeah, it's this
assume.
picture right here, Adam.
Yeah.
This
I
one?
think that they were just I'll have to come look at it a little closer here.
You know, because it said, this is the colors, and it says remove 2 foot of, and then you go down a couple pictures, it shows it as wetlands or marshlands.
And I think
So are they doing, wetlands?
I think they were just identifying that as wet areas because they're gonna use a portion of that just to the east of that for the building and parking area. So they were just identifying that those are areas that are wetlands that can't be filled in, not that they have been filled in or manipulated in any way at this time.
Okay, because it says vegetarian removal 2 feet. That's what.
Yep, I think that's what they would be proposing if they need to do some drainage and stuff, but of course that has to go through the right processes to get those approvals and such.
Okay.
But nothing, to my knowledge, has been done at this time to those areas.
Commissioner, would you like more
No, I
clarification, just
mean,
putting it on record?
I don't know. Do we need more clarification for the record or not, that nothing has been removed in wetlands?
That, I
or-
guess that's up to you. If something had been done, we can still address that, even
Is
outside of
there-
any CUP process.
Is there a
site
problem
visit,
with
there
that
was nothing.
wetland?
No, I didn't recall seeing anything. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, what I would say is, I mean, that's a question for the Wetland Conservation Act. That's not really for our planning and zoning here right now.
Yeah, there are standards that address.
It's a state,
Yeah.
it's a state statute that they have to follow, and if they are out of compliance with it, I mean, I guess we can take a look, but I mean, we don't police that.
And I would further add, that's why we have conditions like number 7, where if there's other things that may be outside the scope, we're setting a condition that all other standards are applicable to the CUP here.
Okay.
You good, Ben?
Yeah, I'm okay, as long as we
Yeah.
discussed
we're
it.
okay.
and-
Yeah.
Thanks. Wonderful. So we didn't, we started with discussion, we would, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second is now needed.
I'll second that with conditions as listed.
Thank you, and I'll ask for any final discussion. Okay, here no final discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? And motion has been carried as stated.
Okay, the Eli Bontrager request for CUP, an application for CUP to operate a sawmill in an existing structure and add a 40-foot by 50-foot addition to the structure on parcel 0700122600 in Eagle Valley Township was submitted on June 12th. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July public hearing. Final recommendation from the Planning Commission was to grant the CUP with the conditions below. Options are to grant the CUP with the conditions, develop findings, and deny the CUP or amend it back to the Planning Commission. Recommendation would be to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and grant the CUP with the following conditions. 1, the hours of operation shall be restricted to 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. Operation shall be constructed within a permitted structure. 3, outdoor storage of products shall be allowed, but shall be conducted in compliance with Section 901B of the Planning and Zoning Ordinance. 4, storage of finished products shall be located outside of the road right-of-way. 5, there should be no loading or unloading of materials within the road right-of-way. And 6, the applicant shall abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Okay, 7.6 is now on the docket, and I would entertain a motion to approve that cup.
A motion to approve with conditions as listed.
There we go, and then we got a second?
I'll second.
And we got a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yep, Mr. Newman.
It is amazing how the Amish community is creating small businesses within our county and bringing people into our county because of those small businesses. So that's something the economic development should,
I just wrote myself a note about that, yep.
so did I.
Did you?
Yeah, awesome.
But he, but I hope it.
So anyways, thank you.
Perfect. Any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, we'll take a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Can I just make one more comment on that? We had talked a while back about having another educational event like we did a number of years ago, and through the conversation, we had all these applications come in. I think that's something we're gonna look to do. Hopefully in the near future here, we had that event, I don't know, 3-4 years ago in Browerville. We'll do something similar to just, it seems like the right time to do that, and we're having good conversations with the Amish community now, so just.
An Amish type deal?
Yeah, we brought them in and just talked about permitting, what a CUP is, what the requirements are, septic stuff. We had the MPCA come in for it. So we've had discussions on getting something like that lined up again. So just on that topic. Okay,
Like an Amish palooza?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's all right,
We,
keep going,
yeah, we had it at
7.7.
the community center in
got
Browerville,
work to
but
do here.
everybody got rides in. There wasn't buggies everywhere.
7.7.
Okay, the plat of, it's supposed to be Halvey's, preliminary plat. An application for subdivision to create a 16.39 acre two-lot plat on parcel 25001860 in Villard Township was submitted on June 12th. The application was reviewed by the Planning Commission during the July public hearing. The final recommendation from the Planning Commission was to approve the preliminary plat with conditions below. Options are to approve the preliminary plat with conditions, develop findings, and deny the preliminary plat or amend it back to the Planning Commission. The recommendation is to adopt the findings of the Planning Commission and approve the preliminary plat with the following conditions. Number one, that new accesses from the road shall be approved by the road authority prior to installation, and two, the applicant must abide by all other applicable federal, state, and local standards.
Thank you, 7.7, plat of halves, preliminary plat. Need a motion to move that forward?
I'll make a motion to move it forward.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second out there?
Second.
And we got a second. Discussion, commissioners? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a voice vote. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Okay, last item. The establishment of a moratorium on data centers. Following the June 16th Commissioners' Work Session, the Todd County Planning Commission reviewed language of an interim ordinance to establish a moratorium on data centers in Todd County. Public hearing was held during the July Planning Commission meeting, and no comments were submitted from the public. The Planning Commission recommended adoption of the interim ordinance attached here. Options are to adopt the interim ordinance as presented, do not adopt, or amend it back to the Planning Commission, and the recommendation would be to adopt the recommendation of the Planning Commission and establish an interim ordinance on data centers in Todd County. And that interim ordinance is part of the resolution that's attached there.
Commissioners, 7.8 is establishment of moratorium on these data centers.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
And there's a second. Any discussion? What's the term, 1 year?
1 year from, if we adopt this now, we have 1 year before this would be voided. So if we have a year to really get something adopted, that would replace this. And then once we do that, this can be rescinded or whatever the term is. But it gives us 1 year, a 1 year window here to do the research, get the data, develop the language, whatever we need to do.
So, Mr. Chair, so this will give us time to gather the truth on the data centers,
Right.
because there's a lot of misleading stuff going on out there
Yeah.
about the data centers.
Yep.
You know, and we got to look at too, economic impact.
Right, and that's all the stuff that we'll gather is as much as we possibly can to develop the language of the ordinance.
Right.
I just mentioned to Tim if we could make it longer than 2 years, but I think 1 year is where we're
1
set.
year is what the statute allows.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, we'll take a voice vote. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And established, passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
For those at home that are watching and listening, we are on agenda item number 8. Our Health and Human Services are here to talk about care coordinators.
Good morning, Commissioners. One more action
Good
form
morning.
here to present in front of you. Some background. As discussed at the July 7th, 2026 work session, the Adult Services Unit has a need for 2 care coordinator positions. The positions will provide support to clients in the community. Your options are to authorize the hiring of 2 care coordinators in the Adult Services Unit or to not authorize. It's our recommendation you authorize hiring 2 care coordinators in Health and Human Services under the Adult Services Unit.
Okay, Commissioners, we have this request before us. Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve.
And there's a motion been made. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And we got a second, and I'm going to open up to discussion. Okay, no discussion. We'll take a voice vote. All in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jackie B.
Budget.
You gonna tell?
Yeah.
Ask Jackie O to hang around?
Yeah, you're going to.
Okay. And up next, agenda item 9, administration is going to talk about data practices policy.
Yes, and this policy is actually a companion to a policy that the board has already adopted on data practices. It's required by the Minnesota Department of Administration, and it'll be, the link will be provided on our data request webpage for Todd County. The background is administration is presenting the Todd County Data Practices Policy, and this is for data subjects. It refers to people when there's a request for records related to an employee or to a person. It is based on the Minnesota Department of Administration's model policy for data subjects pursuant to Minnesota Statutes, Chapter 13, the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act. This policy is intended to serve as a companion to the Todd County Data Practices Policy that was adopted on June 16th, 2026, and it establishes procedures regarding the rights of data subjects and the county's responsibilities in responding to requests for government data. The Policy Committee has reviewed and recommended approval of the proposed policy, and County Attorney Lindeman has reviewed and approved the policy. Approval is recommended to ensure compliance with current statutory requirements and best practices related to the right of data subjects under the Minnesota Government Data Practices Act, and there is an attached resolution for adoption. Your options are through resolution, adopt the updated data practices policy for data subjects for Todd County per Minnesota Statute, Chapter 13, Sections 13.025 and 13.03, or do not adopt. Recommendation would be to adopt.
Okay, Commissioners, 9.1, the adoption of these data practices. We would entertain discussion or a motion.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Very good. And we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Denny, seconded. So as for final discussion, I'm hearing no final discussion. Let's take a voice vote. Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carried.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. At this point, do I got to move to, do I have to move to go to closed session? Yeah. I need a motion to move to closed session, please.
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor can signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We are now in closed session.
Yeah.
Don't do these enough.
Yep,
You guys still have to.
yeah. And we have to close the meeting, yeah,
You guys ready?
yeah.
You, Denise, you ready? All right. Thank you. We are back from our closed session. At this time, I need to motion to reopen to our regular board meeting.
I'll make the motion to reopen.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second? Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor, can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are back to opening of the board meeting. Okay, the last thing on our agenda today is our standing reports from the commissioners. And Barb, would you like to start us out, please?
Yeah, I sure would. I attended the Rainbow Rider, and they're getting awful close to finishing their bus garage up in the Alexandria area. We worked on budgeting and so forth. And then on Monday, I had corrections meeting. We had a lot of good discussion, I believe, at that meeting on where Todd Wadena Correction's going to go and how we're going to handle it, and also budget-wise and so forth. And hopefully we'll meet with Jackie about some of this budget that's going on. Then on last Thursday, I went to West Central Juvenile Center in Moorhead, and I've got our financial report, and I'll lay that out, so if you want to look at it. We did go up in our finance, and because of the bed usage, and that's based on the 2-year usage that we're doing. Let's see, and we raised the non-membership from $475 to $495. And we also talked about the age of delinquency, which is going to make a difference because under the age of 13, they have to go through the county now. And that is it August 1st, I believe they said. And I see Jackie shaking her head, yes. So there will be a flex of funds going on within that department too. So I've got this out if anybody wants to look at it after the meeting.
Thank you. As I can now note, I did go out of order here a little bit, the agenda, but we'll just finish with, we'll finish with commissioners, and then we can go to
Okay.
auditor, treasurer, and coordinator. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I'll ask Randy what he'd like to report on.
What do I have to report on? Okay. Attended a Rainbow Rider meeting, solid waste meeting, had a CPA personnel meeting on the 14th. Yesterday, I attended the Sauk River JD2 meeting, and I give you guys handouts here of the Lake Osaka sediment analysis and comprehensive plan. Army Corps of Engineers, this cost us $480,000. That was done. Yeah.
400,
So if
okay.
you read in there, it'll tell you that. Basically, it's telling us that we need to clean up our planning and zoning on Lake Osakis. Pretty much, we've got a lot of sediment and stuff going on, septic systems. Also in there, it gives an analysis on, they're gonna change the dam out on the Sauk River, which we are in control of, the commissioners of Todd County. And we will have to hold a public hearing. I'm trying to push to have that public hearing held in Osakis at the community center. So we can gather information, so we can make a decision, and that's about it. But otherwise, that's a lot of damn money for a.
Wonderful. Commissioner Denny.
Yeah. I missed a few meetings last week with my wife having the baby, but I was able to grab personnel and our very much well in-depth finance meetings. So I was at those ones this last week. So other than that, nothing major to report.
Thank you, Commissioner Naska.
Yeah, I guess the things to report on, we've been working on upgrading the law library over there. It's going well. We're upgrading the internet now because there's been some issues with internet connectivity. So when people need to use it for legal advice or legal clinics, they can actually access the internet. It was struggling with that. Some of the programs weren't where they needed to be. That's working out. I do want to mention one thing. I want to make a plug for our wellness committee. Jackie. Doing a great job running that, but we do need a lot more participation from our employees. And I don't know if they're listening right now, but it's a great time to start in on your wellness incentive. Just connect it to your smartwatch. You get money just for walking. It's very simple. It's not a difficult thing to do. Sign up, get your stuff downloaded, and start working toward it, because we as a county, we start to lose money when we don't get participation for that. So the more we participate, the better we can do for our events like the Christmas party and the, let's say, our picnic we're having and things like that. And with that being said, August 12th, that's the date. Sign up for it. Sign up for your meal. Another one, Todd County Development Corporation. We're working on securing a property for a childcare house. We've got properties in mind. There are some tax forfeitures that could potentially work for this. Denise, I need to talk to you about those one of these days.
I'm available anytime.
Yeah. Then let's see what we've got. We don't have an exact number on the fair board yet of how much money we lost or made. We do know the attendance was very very good. The grandstand events were well received. Working on some other things that could mix things up next year. We'll see. And then the community corrections was, we had a budgeting and consultant update, really is all it was. Kind of working our way toward the direction we're heading with that entity as well. So I'm gonna stop there.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, did we had department head on the 8th, didn't we? Had our department head meeting, yeah. Yes. Yeah, so that was pretty well attended, and that night, same night, we had park board meeting, and that's when we nominated Mr. Ebnett to join the board, which that board's growing. It's being well represented. Very good. Let's look through here. On the 9th, we had soil and water with the supervisor board there. And then the following week, we had personnel committee meeting on the 13th, as well as the TCDC board meeting that Lou mentioned. That, of course, was the same time that the night before our chair of the TCDC board, Mr. Jim Luneman, had passed away. So, prayers to his family. And 14th with finance committee. And we are turning over every stone to make an impact and make the levy on our taxpayers as minimal as possible. And the 16th, we had Long Prairie River Watershed meeting, which was well attended by Morrison and Douglas County. Had a guest speaker that day, that Mr. Noska was representing forestry there, and gave some good tidbits. And I guess that would be it for me. So that being said, County Auditor Treasurer, would you please report?
Yes, we're quite busy with elections. We're in full swing. Last week and yesterday, we had election judge training. We trained 150 election judges that were present here. 150 more were online doing their programs. And I just want to take a moment just to thank those individuals who serve as election judges. They give up 2 hours of their time and much more time on other election judge training that we have as we get closer to elections. Like you said, finance is in full swing. We are meeting with the callbacks of department heads, asking if there's any parts in their budget that they could cut back to help with setting the county levy rate, as well as we discussed that in department head meeting, updating the department heads on that. Filings locally are open for city positions, school district, township. So anybody that wants to file for those, just to give them an update on that. I have staff down in the Main Street Government Center testing our machines for elections, and mobile home tax statements were sent out, so we're busy posting taxes because people want to get those paid. So we're just extremely busy with all sorts of things, and we're trying to answer as many questions as we can that we get in our emails. Some of the questions for department heads or research things are kind of on the back burner just because the other elections and finance is high priority right now, but we'll get to those and we'll answer everybody as soon as we can. And that's all I have to report.
Okay. County Coordinator, report, please.
All right, department head meeting I attended. I gave the radio update twice. Wellness Committee, Parks and Trails. Went to a grant writing workshop over at Sourcewell. Attended a regional administrator meeting, a personnel, Todd Wadena Community Corrections Executive Board. Of course, the Finance Committee meetings, a broadband committee meeting. Emergency management met to look at goals for the year, Sourcewell grant meeting that are coming out, and then a child care meeting with Todd County Development Corporation. And like Commissioner Noska said, the Wellness Committee is great. We actually receive a grant from Sourcewell for the activities we do, and the more participation we have, the likelihood that we can continue to receive the Sourcewell grant, which we couldn't do without those funds. So it was a busy couple of weeks.
Okay, wonderful. That would be the end of the standing reports. Because at this time, I would ask for adjournment, getting the motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion made. Is there a second?
No, second.
Second, any discussion? Hear no discussion, all in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. If everyone doesn't mind. Okay, great. First up on work session today is Todd County 2026, Todd County Comprehensive Plan, and our Division Director, Mr. Alsafort, will give that report.
So the comprehensive plan been completed, and it went to the Planning Commission at the July meeting, but I was asked to come just present or talk about it at a work session here because there may be some questions. So from there, I guess I'll turn it over to any questions or anything related to the comprehensive plan.
Okay. Might I ask, Mr. Becker, might you have something?
Oh. On page 24, zoning and regulations, governance, land use, it says number 1, B is update county website. Do we not just update the county website?
We did. We updated it every year with new applications, things like this. So I think that that's what that's referring to as a continual update to the information, because we change fees, ordinance changes, whatever, but we're trying to continuously update what's on that website.
Excuse me.
If I can add just one more thing, we've also looked at online application processes and things like that, or fillable forms on our website. Right now, our options are paper, old school, which majority of people prefer that, but we've looked into either using our permitting system or having fillable forms on the website too, for those that like to conduct business electronically.
Adam, once you get, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Once we get the feedback that's needed from county board commissioners and everybody, will we publishing it next then, or?
Yeah, so the next steps would be to bring it to whatever that first meeting in August is, and we would adopt it. It's been through public hearing, everything, so it's to the point of ready to adopt it. And then it would replace our existing comprehensive plan.
Adam, during your public hearing, what was comments? Did you get any comments through public hearing?
None. There was, for sure, one, maybe two people that came, and I had talked to them in the hallway before the meeting, and they were here for this. They said they had read it, and then when we opened it up for public comment, nobody came up and had anything to say. So there was 0 comments that I recall that night of the public hearing. And remember, to start the process, we did those kickoff meetings for the public to provide input and stuff along the way, and that's kind of what drove building this from the start.
We did have some input there, though. I mean,
Yes,
from-
that one in
from the-
Browerville was pretty well attended.
Exactly, so that,
Staples wasn't, but then we had the third one here, so some of the county employees and people, and that one we did during the day. So we had a fair
yeah,
number of people that came to those also.
Any other comments, commissioners? I guess I would just say, I'm probably, might want one more period of meetings to me to get through everything. If that's not, I'm not sure I'd be ready, whatever next meeting is, but probably the one after that. Is there a time frame that we are locked into or no?
No, I don't believe so. I can confirm that. And I also could ask our plan writers from Region 5 to come to the next work session if you would like them to. I don't know if there's any reason to have them, but I could at least reach out to them if you have questions for them specifically.
I think it was very interesting because of the difference plan writers we had from Region 5 during this plan was going on.
Yeah.
Because they, because of different situations, we had different people working on the plan.
Right, yep. We had to have a switch out
Yeah.
about halfway through. But I'm sure one of the two of them, because I believe Savannah's back now. I can't confirm that. But one of the two of them, as long as it works in their schedule, they mentioned that they'd be willing to come. If there is a need for that, I could try to line that up. And we could go one more work session, and if you have specifics that you'd like to address with Region 5, you just give me the direction and I can make it happen.
See value in anybody or, I'm not,
I mean, if they've got something to tell us, sure, but I guess I don't really have a ton of concerns for them.
No, I don't think they have anything specific that they would want to present. I think they were just making themselves available if needed.
Okay.
I also wouldn't mind one more round just to
yeah.
keep looking.
Okay.
I just say, I think I personally, maybe Tim too or whoever, but I would look more at that August, the second meeting in August versus the first.
No problem.
If you could.
Just back on work session then for next,
Yeah, that's
for the
fine.
first meeting.
Yeah.
Give us a chance to ask questions again if we need.
Yep, so if I understand it correctly, you want me to put this on the next work session, just in the event there are conversations we need to have. If there's nothing, there's nothing, but put it
Yeah,
on the
and
agenda,
if-
okay?
Yeah, if
always
there
exit,
isn't,
yeah.
we'll leave it tentative. If there isn't, we'll pull it so your time isn't wasted either, so.
Sure.
We'll
Okay,
work
I
through
will submit
Jackie.
that.
Jackie will be able to tell you that. We can communicate with her. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And second agenda item today is our public health nurse job description. And Jackie and Catherine will be presenting today.
Right. So
morning.
we wanted to bring this forth in front of you to review the job description, and with any changes, we bring that, there's a process, and starting with work session, we did meet with personnel, and they suggested we come here. So this is our next step. We do have 2 openings with no applicant, with no applicants that we have of interest at this point.
Correct.
So-
We have not been able to interview. We've had 3 applicants. Only one was qualified and denied an interview. So, and that's been about 2 months now. So we currently have 2 openings. The challenges, of course, and if you scroll to minimum education qualifications, thank you, Denise. These are really the only changes we've made. So previously, a public health nurse is a 4-year nursing degree, correct? And it requires a public health nurse certification, which is simple to get after you get your 4-year degree.
It's $30 and you apply for a license, and within days you get it.
Correct. And most 4-year degrees now require that they do 30 to 40 hours of public health experience. We have a lot of student nurses that come in. So what we're proposing is changing it to an associate or diploma degree. So that's a 2-year RN, which you've probably heard of, with the expectation they achieve their 4-year and their public health nurse certification within 2 years of hire. I think we'll have a larger applicant pool. I think with the current pay we have, it's very difficult to come to public health when the hospitals pay so much better. That's just the way it is. So I think we'd have there's a lot of 2-year RNs out there that I think would be interested in working at the county.
I've got a question for you. Now, if you're looking at a 2-year, they get a 2-year program, one of the local community colleges or technical colleges has those. Now, if they were to have to work forward toward their, was it public health
4-year.
nurse? Is that going to be a burden on the employee to pay for those costs and things like that? Or are we able to acquire some grants or something to help them
Yeah, we currently
obtain that?
have 2 grants that can pay for tuition reimbursement. The way I've done it in the past in my unit, I want to be consistent because we wouldn't pay the full amount. We pay for credits that directly support what they're currently doing in that position. So in our WIC coordinator position, which one of them would be, we'd pay for nutrition courses, right, if they were to take those. And then if they were to work in family home visiting, it might be maternal education, maternal child health education. We wouldn't be paying for their complete program. I'm hoping to get a nurse who's already working towards their 4-year. There are a number of nurses who are doing that. So it won't be full tuition reimbursement, but there would be some. And we'd have to tease that out in the interview to figure out where they were at in the process.
And that's, I think that's important though. Maybe someone is in a financial hardship and says, I gotta work, and comes here and like still wants to build themselves up. I mean, at least we can give them some help
And
toward
we'd
that
give them all
direction.
their practicum, all their experience they could have on site. So
Yeah,
that would be
right.
easier as well.
Okay.
And if I could do a follow-up question with that, is there any means, and maybe this is more of an HR question, but if you do help pay for their education and so forth, is there any means or that they're going to stay with the county? Or as soon as they get their 4-year degree, they're gone? I mean, we see this in the sheriff's office a lot.
Right.
That turnover, and it costs the county in the long run. I mean, it might satisfy us for a little while now, but to keep them long-term
I
is
think,
important.
Commissioner Becker, we could work with Attorney Lindeman to see if there might be an arrangement or agreement that could be considered
Yeah, I don't know if there
with
is or not,
employment,
but-
if that is the case. I know some counties have done that in the past, not Todd County, but there has been some counties that have entered into an agreement with them that they, and in hospitals, from my experience, it's typically a 2-year commitment with any reimbursement of courses, or that they would have to pay that back based on how many, what their commitment was left. So it would be prorated based on the time that they were already worked.
We had that extensive talk in personnel about that very same question, and we think that would just kind of change in these minimum qualifications department or area, that we'd get a lot more maybe local applicants that are here and want to be here rather than the ones that are looking for just to keep going. But that way we could, like I said, we're hoping to increase that the application pool quite extensively by doing this.
We can start that discussion with our county attorney to then bring that to work session. So I just don't want to hold up, because that would be another month if there would be an applicant that would come in, if approved, because we're going to need to take this to board if you're okay with that. So that's already going to be a 2-week delay, so.
And I would say it would be a countywide tuition reimbursement or policy, correct, Commissioner Becker? If we were to do that, not just HHS, right?
You know, if you
Yeah.
guys.
It doesn't make
discuss
sense.
that
No,
would
we
just
would, we
area-
would blanket everything,
yeah.
Anybody we would
Right.
reimburse
So it might
tuition
not
for.
apply right away, but I agree. I think there's a time, we do not do full tuition reimbursement, and that's, not even close.
Right.
Could we afford that? But we do have grants that want to promote public health building capacity. And we all know that. I love training in young new staff. I think that's great. And I agree with Commissioner Denny that we could get more local staff. The perks of working as a nurse in our department is you work 8 to 4:30. Right? You don't have call, you don't have weekends. And
Holidays, weekends.
holidays, weekends, and that is something that is very desirable for staff that have young children that live here. And so once we get a nurse and get them on board, typically we keep them. It's just, getting them on and trained up.
Many of them need the benefits, and, with that schedule comes benefits as well, so.
Any other comments, commissioners? Seemingly we're fishing in a pretty, a lake where there's no fish right now. We got to move
Yeah,
our boat.
right.
Yeah.
So what are we saying, bring it back to work session with John's stuff, or just change the description now? I mean, I'm good with,
I say change it
That's
now,
it, I'm-
otherwise you're gonna delay it.
You want to get it posted right away,
yeah,
is what
I'm good with
I think
that.
needs to happen. We can work on the reimbursement policy later.
That's what I was hoping
Yeah.
for, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll bring it to board,
bring it to board.
and then we will work with Attorney Lindeman, and hopefully in tandem to board, and next work session, we can have that agreement ready for
Okay,
you all.
Sounds great.
Perfect,
Deal.
thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie, Catherine.
that would be the conclusion of work session.
Yes.
And then